Hello, everybody. How's everybody doing? I hope you guys are having an awesome Monday. Today is Monday. It is the last Monday of August. Can you believe it? I mean, where did August go? Where did the whole entire summer go? For a lot of parents, it's back to school next week. Even for some parents who, whether or not you're sending your kid back to school, it's back to school. Whether it's a home curriculum or it's a school curriculum, right? High school, elementary school, university, college. It's back to school next week, literally. So I just want to say congratulations to everybody who made it through this summer. Big up yourself to all the parents who are sending their kids back to school. Big up the parents who are deciding to homeschool. Big up all the students who have had a rough year. Like this year, 2020, 2019, 2020 school year was the roughest year anybody has seen out here in a minute, right? It was kind of rough. It was kind of rough. Let's just be real. You know what I mean? So I just want to send a big shout out to all the parents, all the students, of course, the teachers, the principals, the custodians, everybody who is the helpers, the lunch monitors, the breakfast club teachers, you know what I'm saying? Everybody, assistants and all. Just big up yourself. I want to send a big shout out to everybody who was dealing with this pandemic in such a graceful manner, because we really don't know what we're doing. A lot of people, we haven't been through any of this before, so it was definitely different. So we're excited, and we are, for the most part, interested to see how this new 2020-2021 school year is going to go. So yeah, big up yourselves, guys. But most importantly, right now we're focusing on September. Like, September is tomorrow. What is going on? What are your goals? What are your plans? What happened in August? What happened in August? Like, I remember when August first came in, I had a whole bunch of goals, whole bunch of plans, and I met almost every single one of them, except finishing one book that I still have not even touched. I didn't even pick it up. And that's one of my goals for this month, to tell you the truth. I have that book to finish reading, and I also have another book that I haven't started yet that I really wanted to start going into September. So I have two books to read, one and a half, let's just say one and a half, right? Books to read in September. I also have a whole bunch of different goals that I really want to make sure that I am solidifying for September as well. I'd just like to take this opportunity to really thank everybody who came out to the summit. I had a blind goal, and my blind goal of the amount of viewers was surpassed. It was doubled, more than even doubled. So I just wanna say thank you for everybody who came out to support the summit. I want to say thank you to Esther, who was my co-host on the summit. She planted the seed to get the ball rolling, to actually get me to think about even doing a summit, because like, I actually never had any intention of doing that. And then, of course, we want to thank Oak Network and See Alive for allowing us to be a part of their platform, and then bringing it on to their network. And then, it was a banger. It was great. From dancing with Soca Size, to hearing about monuments that are going to be put up in Toronto, to cooking in the kitchen with the chef, to everybody that was a part of the summit. I just want to say a great big thank you to everybody who showed up. It was awesome. So thank you, guys. But most importantly, I want to really send a big shout out to all of our participants, everybody who had a commercial, everybody who had an infomercial, everybody who shared a segment on the summit. You guys were awesome. Awesome. And I just want to send a big thank you and a big shout out to you. Big up yourself, because you guys are doing major things out here, and it's awesome. Awesome work. We've got a lot of positive feedback from the summit, and I just want you guys to get excited, because I've set a date for our fall edition of the summit. It's coming to you November 21st. That's Saturday, November 21st, from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. All right, so I'm going to just start to unfold all the different things that I want to see happen on this summit, the different types of participants that I want to see on this summit, the different type of content that we want to have in this summit, because we are bringing our A game to the table yet again to show the world that we are collaborating in love to make sure that we can build this community that we want to see. Very, very, very excited. Very excited. So, yeah, November 21st is going to be our fall edition of A Seat at Our Table. And we are honestly wondering how we can make this better, how we can do it differently than we did our first summit. So we're looking for positive feedback. We're looking for, that interaction. We're looking for, what do you call it? Constructive criticism. That's the word I'm looking for, the phrase I'm looking for. Constructive criticism. That's what I'm looking for. I want to know what you liked about it. I also want to know what you thought maybe we could change about it, what you want to see in there. So I want to hear from you. And if you're looking for the actual visual so that you can watch the summit or rewatch it again, just hit me up in my DM and I will send it over to you. I'm right now in the process of getting it onto YouTube. And of course, for all of you guys that don't know, I do have a YouTube page. So get over to my YouTube page and check out my yes, woot woot. Check out my videos, that my interviews that I've been doing. I'm going to have some different content on my YouTube page coming up soon. I'm not going to tell you about it, but this September I'm going to be stepping up my A game on YouTube, so look out for that. And I'm also going to try to make sure that I put that summit on YouTube so that everybody can rewatch the awesomeness that happened on August 22nd, because it was just phenomenal. Okay, so yeah, we're looking for that constructive criticism, and we're excited about it. So for September, the post today was just, making sure that we're ending off August on a high note. And I think we could take that phrase into every single thing that we do. End off every single thing that you do on a high note. What does that exactly mean? That means giving it your all, pushing it. It's like at the end of that workout, when you are working out and you're like sweating and you're like, oh my gosh, I have to do one more round of this or one more set. You just keep going. Just keep yourself. You know what I mean? Just keep going. And so we're ending off August on a high note. And that means, for me, that personally means making sure that you are looking over your goals and plans for August. What did you do well in August? What do you need to revamp in August? Review those lists, review those notes, make sure that you check out what goals you wanted to make sure that you accomplished in August. And then make sure that you pull them into September if that needs to happen. And of course, we are literally in the evening of August 31st, so I'm not sure how much more of those goals you can do, but it's only 8:09 right now. So that means if you could work it out, you can get some of those, you can make sure that those goals are met if you really want to, if you really can, if it's possible, right? And then I always say to revise your goals, because we're not bringing the same goal into 2020 unless you absolutely totally didn't meet the goal, right? But what you can do is, let's say you worked on the goal and it didn't work out the way, or you didn't achieve the goal, that you didn't meet the end goal the way you wanted it to look. It's not finished, it's not complete, right? What you can do is revamp that, revisit it, rework it, and figure out how you're going to win. How are you going to win? Because that's the end goal, winning. That's all it's about, right? This is life work, and I always say that because it's true. Every single day you've got to give it your all, and if you don't, you end up realizing that, hey, tomorrow's another day, and that thing that you didn't get done yesterday has to be done today, right? When I was growing up, my mom always told me, never leave for tomorrow what can be done today. So if you can get it done today, make sure that you are trying your best, you're giving it your all, and you're doing that, okay? So that's leaving it off on a high note. So we're leaving August on a high note. Sorry, guys. We're leaving August on a high note, right? But what does that mean for... Thank you. But what does that really mean? What does that really mean? So for me, I just want to tell you guys about a little bit about 416 Love. I want to tell you about my actual goal that I have for 416 Love. It's an Arabic proverb, is it? Awesome. Yeah, my mom used to tell me that all the time. Never leave for tomorrow what can be done for today. So basically, it's like get it done. Okay? If you can do it, you better do it. You know, there's no excuse. And stop making excuses. That's one thing I had to tell myself is stop making excuses for stuff. We're always making excuses for things. Don't postpone today's work for tomorrow. It's true. It's true. And we're always making excuses, right? Like we're always making excuses for why we shouldn't get it done, or oh, I'm tired, or I'm this, or I'm that. But it's like, you know what? Sometimes you just gotta stop the negative chatter in your mind and get what you gotta get done, because we can be our own worst enemy at times, right? Sometimes we're just there and we will talk ourselves out of things, but we need to start talking ourselves into things, right? So I'm talking myself into a whole bunch, like, right? That's all it's about. See, she's coming on the show. She's about to talk to us about a whole bunch because she's involved in so much. So I'm excited to hear what's up. What's up, girl?
Hey,
How are
I
you?
am good. How are you? I'm sorry. I'm sorry I'm so late. I'm like,
It's all good. It's all good.
oh,
How's
it's
your
so
week
good to
been?
see you. Look at you.
It's good to see you too. I haven't seen you in a long time.
I know.
It's been a long time.
I know. I know. It's been like a couple years. Like, how's
Yeah.
quarantine life been for you?
Quarantine life it's been good. I can't complain. You
Yeah.
know, I'm eating well. Everybody's out here eating so much, and that's all I could say is me and the kids were just eating a whole bunch. What about you?
Yo, I can't say I've been eating good food. I just like, if I had kids, I would be cooking up a storm. But I feel like because it's mostly just me, I live with my roommate, and we both cook for ourselves. So I'm out here eating salads and stuff. But I wish if I had kids, I'd be making like proper meals, like big meals, like rice and thing.
But that's good. You're eating healthy, that means. That's good.
Yeah, I am. I am.
Proper.
Yeah.
That's good. That's good. So introduce yourself. Tell everybody who you are and what you do.
All right. So I'm KCB. I am a person, really. Like I don't know. Like I'm a person on a journey to becoming, I guess, the best version of me. And in the process of that, I write. Like I've been writing. Like I wrote my first screenplay. Written a couple of books. I write rap music. I write. I just write. I have to write. It's like how I like get all my emotions. I just write. Um, and for work, I have a couple of businesses. I have a clothing company, a black empowerment clothing company. I have a what else do I have? I sell cogeneration systems to take the energy demand off the grid. I'm a real estate agent and I work full time, so I just work.
Wow. My goodness. Jeez, you are doing the most out here. What is a cogeneration system? What is that?
Basically, do you know what a generator is? The power goes out, it like kicks in. The co-generator just
Okay.
like it works alongside the demand from the grid. So pretty much
Oh.
instead of getting all your energy from like the grid, which is taking like energy, which is getting their energy from the hydroelectric system, your building is recapturing the heat that it's producing through the generator, and it lessens your demand from the grid. So you save money on your electricity bill end of the day. That's what it is.
Wow. Wow. Okay. So is that for homes or do you do it for buildings? Like,
Yeah,
what do
for
you do that
buildings, for condos. So if you want to
for?
save money on your condo and it's an older building and you don't have like a separate like way of track of if you don't have a bulk meter, it's all technical. But like if you live in an older building, essentially you could take advantage of this and you can hit me up and I can hook you up. You know what I mean?
Wow. Okay. Okay. All right. Let me write that down. Oh my God. But you're a writer, you're an author too. You have some books. Talk about your books.
All right, so my first book was called Leave Behind Lonely. When did I write that? Like 6 years ago. And it was
Wow.
basically about I tried to merge like a fiction and nonfiction together, and it's just like a journey of like fictional character who is like in a tribe. Like I tried to reimagine like what I thought like an African like tribe from like I don't know my imagination would look like, and they're like a magical tribe, and she doesn't fit in, and she has to go on like this like journey of self discovery in order to, and then like I just like extracted the wisdom from her journey, and that became the book. And it's just a bunch of lessons that you can do to like examine and find yourself when you feel lonely. And then
Awesome.
yeah, and then the second book I wrote was Sheena. Um,
Yes.
Piss Off Bold
The piss off
Paradigm.
old paradigms. Yeah.
That's the one.
Okay, so talk about that book. I like that. I love that one.
That book is all about, so Sheena, oh my God, like she lost like how many, 80 pounds. She lost 80 pounds. Yeah, and she never hit a gym, and she never worked out intentionally. Like she worked out intentionally, but she never like lifted weights. You know what I mean? She lost
Yeah.
80 pounds just by like every time she went to the washroom, she would go and she would do like jumping jacks, and she would just like incrementally build up on those jumping jacks every time. And
Wow.
I was like, yo, you know, and this is like a couple years ago, and I was like, I'm right now I'm 170 pounds or 100, I don't know, I might be less than that, but back then I was like probably like closer to 200 pounds. And I was like, I want to lose weight too. So I started doing it with her, and I
Mm,
lost like a bunch of weight too. I think I lost like 20 pounds or something like that at the time. So it works. And it was all about like just changing your mindset in a way that is like not intrusive, you know? Because doesn't it feel super
right.
annoying to go to like have to get up out of your house and like go to the gym, especially now? Like you can't even do that, right?
Yep. Yep.
So instead of like even like having to wake up super early and doing like an exercise, just like you know, you could do it however, whatever fits naturally into your routine. Every time you like work for an hour from home, get up and like do the jumping jacks or do push-ups or do something that will exercise your body, and then just stop and go back to whatever you were doing.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So you guys talk a lot about you're talking a lot about mindset and changing your mindset and
Yeah.
you know a journey on self-discovery. Is that a journey like you're personally on as well?
Oh yeah. Well, yeah, like I feel like my whole life has like actually changed from the start, you know? Like I think when we very much started talking about becoming a better version of me, it was like just stuff I heard, you know? I was like, yeah, like people say that you can become a better version of yourself, and like I'm like, I mean like try to explore this. And I was just kind of like poking fun at first. Like if you watch Comfortably Uncomfortable in the past, I was super sarcastic and I was just trying to get at Sheena all the time, you know? I was just being like a thorn in her side. And now I'm actually starting to see the results in my life, you know? I've actually like
Yeah.
shifted negative people away. I've actually started to play like positive music. I've actually like just bought myself some like crystals and sage for the first time in my life. And like the real thing is, I'm actually happy, probably for the
Wow.
first time in my life, you know? And it's like, it feels different, you know? Before I wouldn't go around like
Mhm.
smiling for no reason, you know? Like now I can do
Yeah.
that. Like it's like a thing now, you know? It feels better.
Yeah.
It feels good.
Yeah. So like how hard is that though? Like, that journey, like how hard is it to stay in that mind frame or to get to that space where you're like now you don't want to ever leave that space anymore, you know?
Super hard. Super hard. Like
Yeah.
I literally had to keep on climbing out of the darkness. Like I don't know. I don't know how much you know about my background, but like my mom is pretty much depressed, you know? Like I had a single mom, she was depressed pretty much for like a long
Hmm.
time. So growing up, it was like, you know, my mom was always crying. Like I come home, she's always crying. And it's just like that was like I never saw really like she was either like really happy for a moment and then one thing would happen and she'd be bawling like all day every day. So
Hmm.
it was just like I never wanted to be home for a long time, and I would just like be out and about doing crazy things. getting myself into trouble as a little girl. And then as I got older, I got into these like toxic relationships. I dated liars, manipulators, you know, and then when I got married, my husband tried to kill himself, you know, and that wasn't easy either, right? So I don't know, I'm just being really candid about it, but it's like there was a lot of challenges, along the way, and I just had to keep like I actually like got a therapist, hired a life coach, um, just to get to this point where I could forgive myself for years of mistakes, years of bad choices, years of pain, and now, now I can finally start to like actually feel good things and actually like understand that I deserve it, you know, because none of those things were things I did on purpose. Like those are things that like happened to me because they were meant to grow me, and I see that like genuinely now.
Yeah. Well, big up yourself. That's a lot. That's a lot, you know? And a lot of times we see people, but we really don't know what they're going through and stuff. So that's huge, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And like, how are you able to speak about it? Like you're just speaking, you know, you're just so free about it. Like, how do you feel so comfortable being able to express yourself?
Well, quarantine really helped me, if I'm being honest. Like when quarantine first hit, and like I'm a like separated single woman. I got no kids. I'm like absolutely like alone. And yes, thank you, Maza.
Yeah,
Tell me how to say your name.
yeah.
I mean, I can't hear you. So,
It's Halima, Halima.
Mazalima, Mazalia. Close. Okay. No, yeah, I was by myself at first. I was freaking out. I was crying every single day in quarantine. And I was like, you know, I was questioning whether I even wanted to like continue life. Like, it's real. This is real. I was questioning it. I was questioning everything. And then I had to that's when I hired, as soon as quarantine hit, I went on Serve. I had like limited amount of money. I went on Serve, and I was like, I'm gonna spend my last bit of money that I have saved on a life coach. And I did. I spent $599 when quarantine hit to pay for my life coach, because I knew that I was not gonna make it through the full quarantine if I didn't work on myself. And you know, she gave me a bunch of exercises, books to read that would like really like cause me to question the path that I was going down, the way my mind was thinking. You are entitled. Thank you so much. I appreciate that.
Yep.
I feel it. I feel it. And I really I had to reprogram my mind. So part of the like affirmations in everyday, being grateful every day. That's not because it's fluffy. I need to do that work constantly to remind
Yep.
myself why I matter, why life matters, or else
Yep.
guess what? My mind resets back to the old pattern, and I start thinking, oh, you know, nothing's good enough. I have nothing. I am nothing. Like, I have to do the work or else I reset. Because remember, I grew up with a mom who every day she would be like, you know, her thing was like always like, oh, I want to walk into the lake. And I'm like, because we live right by the lake. I was like, Mom, like, this is what you're saying to us every day, you know? But
Yeah.
like, so my patterns, my mind patterns switch to negative if I don't do the work. And I had to learn
Right.
that.
Right.
Yeah.
Wow. And then, so what about therapy? You mentioned therapy too. How has that helped?
Oh my God. Therapy helped a lot. But the lady that I was seeing, she was $175 an hour. Okay.
Damn.
$175 an hour. But she was
Holy.
great. She was a
Yeah.
psychotherapist, and she was the type of person to ask me about my past. She talked a lot about my mom. That was like where she always wanted to go, and that was obviously the hardest place to go, you know. But it really helped me see how I linked a lot of myself to wanting to please my mom and wanting to make her happy and wanting to show her that, you know, I was doing something with my life. And to a certain extent, I'm probably still living that way, if I'm being honest. Like, I want to save the world. I want to, like, help people who have grown up in patterns of trauma become the better version of themselves. And I know a lot of that's because of, you know, growing up the way I grew up, and I still want to achieve that, but at least now I'm not so hurt, broken, and angry. And I can actually talk to my mom now and pick up the phone and call her and love her up. I couldn't do that before.
Yeah, yeah. That's big. That's big. And I hear you. You're on these podcasts, you're on these talk shows that you do. Um, the one that I really love that I hope you bring back is the one where you were talking to the men, for women by men. I love that. I love that one.
That one really caught me a lot because I don't think I had ever like listened. Oh, wait, you said, yeah, it's okay to desire and declare to do so at your will. Yes. I like this is all new. Like that's a new learning for me if I'm like for real. And when I did For Women by Men, I was like, I was just having so much bad luck with men. Like because I'm separated. I'm actually ready to finalize my divorce. It's time. But because I've been single now for a year since my separation, over a year now. And I wanted a boyfriend, but all the guys that I was like attracting were like just trying to like hit it and quit it, and they weren't trying to commit at all to me. And I was like, yo, I don't understand men at all. Like something I'm doing is wrong, you know?
Yeah.
So I was like, I'm gonna do this show. Well, actually, my friends of mine that were talking, they're like, why don't you ask men what the problem is? So I just decided to do the show For Women by Men, and I just called up different men that I had met along the way and had conversations with them. And I didn't want to hear my voice at all. I just wanted to hear their voice, you know?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And it turned out like better than I could have imagined. Like I learned so much watching these guys, you know, and I really felt like I got the playbook. Like I got all the answers to like how men think, and I was like,
Yep, that was proper. That was information that growing up, we needed to hear that. Like, if, you know what I'm saying? These girls don't even know right now. They need to watch the show.
honestly, I watch it. Well, I think I think I took it down. I'll put it back up because some of the guys
Yeah,
on
you got
there
to
were
put it
pissing
back
me
up.
off, so I decided to like cancel them for a moment. But you can come back. I'll put it back up. Put it back up.
Honestly, it was good. It was very informative, very informative. And they were just raw with it, you know?
Yeah.
So that's what we needed to hear.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was great. So what other podcasts do you guys do the show anymore? You and Gina, do you guys do it anymore?
So Sheena and I don't do the show anymore. We used to like, so when Sheena and I were doing the show, we were running a business together. At the time, her business DDP, and we were running a publishing company. And like,
Okay, yeah.
it was so funny because I don't know what she's gonna say, but from my perspective, we weren't like the best business partners because like we both wanted to be like, I guess, in charge, you know? And so it was kind of like we were butting heads a lot. But the show was probably the best part of our business relationship. Like we would come up with great ideas, but we just were annoying each other all the time. But we wrote a book and we did the show, and that was good.
The show was awesome.
I'm glad that you like the show. I'm so glad.
Yeah.
But when her dad passed away, like, you know, she really like took time to reaffirm her values, and her family is everything, and she was just spending way too much time on business, and she was like no more. And the show, we did the show every single day. We went live every day, right?
Yeah.
So it was so much of us out there, and she was just like, nah, I'm out. And then I was like, and then my marriage ended around the same time the show finished. So I was like, nah, I'm out. And we just both were out.
Okay. And then, so what else are you doing online right now?
I have a new show. It's called A Misunderstanding Between Mars and Venus. And it's a relationship podcast with my friend DJ Reddy Fox. And yeah, I think it's pretty good. Like we talk pretty candidly about like different things. Like we've been talking a lot about polyamory. We talked about Indian matchmaking. We talked about we talk about my current relationship status for some reason, even though I'm still single, and like the success and failures of that. But we also talked about. Did you hear about? No, I don't. I shouldn't. Probably shouldn't bring it up. But did you hear about that?
Bring it up.
Okay, there's a person right now in this community in Toronto who's being accused of abuse and like abusing women because he's apparently claiming that well he's telling them he's in a polyamorous relationship with them, and then they are agreeing to be in it, but then he's not telling them or being honest with them about having other sexual partners through the course of their polyamorous relationship. And then the women that he's dating are like, but you're dating me. I'm like, I'm supposed to be your primary relationship, and I want to know if I'm safe, and I want to know if you're fucking other girls, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so, anyways, that has escalated now to he's my friend. He's my friend, and like I talked about that in detail on my show about the intricacies of what the women are saying about him and what I know of him. And it's so tricky. It's so tricky because I don't like ever want to make light of a woman who says that she's been abused, because I'm a woman who's been abused. Do you know what I mean? And but I've also had men lately come to me and say to me that they're afraid of being around women or being like intimate with women in certain circumstances because of the Me Too movement. And now I'm actually trying to listen to men's perspective too. So I don't know. Listen to the show because I don't want to talk about it here because I won't be able to give it justice. But like, if you want to go into detail on what my thoughts are around the whole matter, it's on that show, the last episode.
Wow. Yeah, no, I didn't hear about that. But this whole polyamory relationship is really like, what do you think about that? What are your thoughts on it?
I'm torn. I'm torn actually because I've been in a lot of monogamous relationships that really didn't help me in my life and really were bad for me. And men were lying and cheating on me anyways. So
Right.
to be in a relationship theoretically where you're honest with your partners and you might have like more than one partner, but at least theoretically everybody is sort of open and honest, and everyone's being free to be themselves and not restricted in whatever way you might feel restricted if you're monogamous, right? I
Yep.
think, yeah, I like to question the status quo always, and I don't stop people from exploring things, but this my friend's situation is a perfect example of if you try to be in a polyamorous relationship and it can go wrong too. So I don't know. I'm open minded, but I'm just like, be safe and be honest.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's the biggest thing is just honesty. Once you know what you're getting yourself into, it's hard to, you know, make any excuses over, anything. Because you know, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's crazy, though. It's crazy. So what motivates you, AC,
Seeing
to do
people.
what you do? Like, sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, no, it's a great question. I appreciate you asking. Um, Seeing people who come from situations of trauma, a situation of poverty, situations of hardship, like know that they can do anything in the world. Like I said, I grew up with a single mom with depression. Like many times she couldn't hold a job down because she was that depressed, right? So, a lot of the times we were on welfare, we were. And like there were so many times in my life where I wanted to do things, but we didn't have the money. I wanted to be on social media earlier, but I didn't. I was living in I had like this small bedroom that I lived in for like 20 something years, and I just didn't feel proud of myself. So and then to finally work my way through that, finally make some more money, start my first business, and try things, and know that I'm like, you know what? Now I'm like, I can do anything, anything. And I
Yeah.
want every single Black person to know that they can, no matter where they're from, no matter what kind of situation they're in, they can do anything. I believe that.
Mm. And I remember you talking about one time on one of your posts about like collaborating as women and, being true friends, and supporting your friends, but also supporting other people, being honest, I think you had talked about like being in truthful relationships as friends. Sorry, what is she saying here?
Sorry, I know I'm like reading it.
Polyamory, when there is a mutual agreements between all parties, to each their own. Some religions and cultures have it as a way of life. People love drama. This opportunity should be leveraged for PR. You should tell your friend, hire professional PR, put out a product or promote something, switch to mode of conversation, smart marketing. Amen to anything.
Well, he's actually
Wow.
going under in a lot of flack right now. Like his reputation is being like questioned hardcore. And you know what? It sounds like from hearing the accounts of the women that he did not be honest and he hurt like a lot of people. So I think that he needs to like come out and possibly apologize, and make right, So PR could be beneficial to him, but I don't think it's like he's trying. I don't think he should exploit this time. I don't think he should like necessarily leverage PR for benefit or money. I just think that he needs to do what's right for the women, for Black women, because that's important to me.
Yeah, it's a difficult situation, especially if if he wasn't being honest. You know what I mean? Because we've all been there as women. I think you've been in a relationship where a man, hasn't been honest with you, and then on the flip side too, there are men that are with women who haven't been honest. You know what I mean? We all know what it feels like to be hurt, and it's not nice,
No,
right?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Especially when there are so many other parties involved in the relationship, it could be alarming
yeah,
too,
yeah,
you know.
exactly. Honestly, at this point in my life, I thought about polyamory, but now I'm like, I can barely get one relationship with one person right. Like I can't handle anything else.
Yeah, I don't know. No, but I was I was just thinking back to a, a I think you did like a post on how to support your friends and how to support people and be true friends. Like if you have a problem with one of your friends, talking to them about it instead of talking behind their backs about it. Where did that come from?
You're asking key questions right now. Uh, I actually did feel like personally bullied by like someone close to me, and I was like, because like you feel it, like
Yeah,
when you're around someone 1 minute and the vibe is like hey, and then you like turn around and you can feel the energy shift, and now you're like, I know that person just talked shit about me like as soon as I turned around.
right.
And I was feeling that like in my immediate circle, and I'm like, why am I getting this energy like from these women? And I was just like, it's not cool. Like, it was bothering me so much. I was like, I gotta like, I started writing about it, and then I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna film this video. And like it was genuinely like everything I felt in that moment about what I was experiencing, the bullying I was experiencing, and I was like, I know I'm not the only one experiencing it, so I just put it out there to show like the hurt of it, like all the hurt, it hurts.
Yeah.
So it came from a genuine place.
Yeah, and you were talking some real stuff and how we can support each other properly in circles, in our close inner circles, but then also outside of our circles as well. Just going out there and interacting with different people. We can sense things, especially as women. I feel our senses are heightened. You know what I mean? We could always feel, especially negative energy as well. You could feel it. Like it comes hard.
Yeah, and as you probably know this already, like as you get like further comfortable with you start getting even more sensitive to things. You could feel
Yeah.
so many things. Nowadays, I feel like I could feel everything. Like I'm just like walking down the street, and like I could feel the people who are like doing good things and the people who are doing bad things, and I'm like, oh, I'm like dodging negative energy all day now.
Yeah.
And then I feel like sometimes I'm like, oh, I must be crazy because I'm like getting such strong, like
Bye.
vibe. Yeah, strong vibes. Like I do not need to come near you at all, or I need to be near you because your vibes are so good.
Right.
And like I just
Yeah.
gravitate to the message I need to grab from the people, and like or I don't gravitate to them and I go the opposite direction. It's so clear now.
It's true. It's true. Um, but so I just want to know like how you keep a balance because you have the most going on and you're so down to earth. You're just here, you know. How do you keep yourself balanced?
Um, I mean, humility, because like sometimes I like when I get myself going and I do my gratitude in the morning and I'm able to like go for a walk in nature and I start getting pumped up and I'm like, yeah, like I'm the shit. I'm like amazing. Things are going super well, you know. And then I look back, like, and then I like pull myself out of that moment sometimes to check myself into reality, and I'm like, yo, Black people are getting shot by the police right now. Like, you know, people are losing their jobs right now. People can't afford to pay their bills right now. People have kids they
True.
can't feed right now. You know, like people still like people can't survive off of CERB. You know, it's not enough money. You know, so like all of a sudden it's like, oh shit, like what can I do to not just get me ahead, but other people ahead? And then it comes back around. And then I start spiraling down and I'm like, no, the world is terrible. And then like I have to like pump myself up again, you know?
Yeah.
It's literally
Yeah.
like it's like that. I'm like this. I'm not like this. I'm not even like this. I'm literally like
Yeah.
this.
Yeah. Yeah. It's not easy. Geez. So tell us what you've learned about being an entrepreneur.
Woo. Okay. So my entrepreneur story in a nutshell. When I graduated university, I like became a real estate agent essentially. Like, and then I was never working on my own as a real estate agent. I worked in a team setting, and while I was doing well. I was like 23 years old or something, and I got a base salary. So I was making 60 grand at 23 years old plus commission for the houses that I closed. And I was like not happy. I was like, I hate my life. I gotta quit my job. I want to start a business. I quit.
Really?
Yeah, quit my job, started a business, and I ran that business for 5 years. In that 5 years,
What was that business?
it was real estate marketing. So I pretty much did the
Okay.
same thing, but like I did it for a bunch of different clients. So I
Okay.
was trying to like build their websites. I was trying to do their social media. I was doing video and photos of them, and I was like posting it for them. I just was doing way too many things. I was trying to run a marketing agency by myself. And what happened was I got really burnt out. I had no idea how to talk to clients. I had no idea about accounting and money. I lost my shirt. I lost my shirt. I lost all the savings I ever had. I like fired all my clients and cussed them all out too. And I had to file for bankruptcy, like not consolidate. I had to consolidate like all my debt because I had like 20 grand of credit card debt alone from running this business. And so after that, guess what? I had to get a job eventually, you know, back again and start over again. And it took me like years to get back on track to paying off my debts. And now finally, I'm like in that place where I'm like finally accumulating again, you know? I still have debts I'm paying off, but my money's going back up, you know, because I understand better now, you know, what not to do, you know, how to like, I still have a full time job and I have little businesses on the side. Build them slowly. I
Right.
don't rush into it, you know?
Yeah.
Um, so business for me now is all about having an innovative idea, working with a team, working at my own pace, not burning myself out, treating customers with respect, honoring my body and my time, and it's a whole different ballgame now.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's
So
good. That's awesome.
yeah, those are my business overview lessons or slash don't do lessons.
Yeah, for sure. That's important because you know what? As an entrepreneur, it's hard to balance. You don't know what you're doing at first. You just go into it and you're like, yes, I'm doing this, right? Oh my goodness. So tell us like what you told us already what you're working on right now. all the different ventures? Out of all of them, which one do you like love the most?
Ooh, that's a good question. Out of all the things I'm working on, I love my store, Homie Made. Even though the rollout's been super slow, so Homie Made is it's a custom printing company that's all about Black empowerment. And we have
Okay.
me and my roommate we're actually business partners on it. And so, like, one of the shirts that we have, I'm not wearing it right now, but like, we basically print custom Black empowerment pieces. So I could take your picture and put it on my shirt, and it will say like Queen on it, you know, or any like Black empowerment slogan. The idea for the store is, "Hi, Liz." The idea for the store is you'll be able to like scroll a message. So it might say like Black Lives Matter, and you could pick that message, and you can also pick an image. So it might be an image of you, it might be an image of like Black art or like a artistic queen or something like that. The other side of it is
Okay.
I want to partner with Black artists in the city and let them sell their artwork through my site and put their images on the shirts, and they keep like the like 90% of the profits or whatever, and we just take the fulfillment percentage. So those are all
Okay.
like the big vision for the business. But because I work a full-time job and I'm doing these other things, this business is cash intensive. Like, I have to pay for the clothing ahead of time. I have to pay for the printing. I was using a heat press to iron on the shirts, printing it from my printer, buying the printer paper from Amazon. Super expensive. I was spending all my money on this in the beginning of quarantine. I'm like, yo, I'm losing money left, right, and center just to buy inventory. I'm like, okay, I need to run a different business and then circle back to this business when I have extra money to spend. So, and that's how I have to work because I know my
Yeah.
finances and I know my situation, and I have to be real with myself now.
True, true. But that sounds awesome. So where can we like order
Yeah, my site is
if we want
homiemade.com. Right now, I have a couple products on there. We have a Zodiac line launching. We also have like a whole bunch of other lines that are not on the website yet, but
to?
the
Okay.
website is up, and I do custom orders. So even if you just DM me and you say like, I've always wanted a shirt that had like my daughter's face on it that said like Queen Rising or something, I can do that for you. Or like, if you have a gift or a birthday coming up and you want something custom done, let me know. That's the whole theme of it is like seeing yourself as a Black powerful individual, and we can do that for you.
Okay. Okay. Sounds good. And that's homie, HOMIIE, right? MADE.
HOMIIE. Yeah. So homemade, but with two eyes. So like
Okay.
homemade,
Okay.
because we're friends and
Yeah.
we're Black and we're homies and we make it.
For real. Okay. Um, so talk to us about your why. Check out
Ooh,
Afrobiz. Yeah,
dropping
you
her
have to check out
gems.
Afrobiz.
Thank you. I will
Yes.
check that out. On my website, thank you so much. Like, I'm so glad that you're watching. You're
Yes.
like dropping real gems. I appreciate you. Sorry, I
You
cut you off.
definitely want to connect with her for sure. Afrobiz is huge. Big directory here across Canada, across the whole world right now. You're doing huge things. Put yourself on there and you probably will get enough people trying to order a t-shirt. 100%.
I will. I'll make sure I'm ready for it. I gotta like clear out all my other things off the table so I can actually like be ready for it. But I am. I want to see, like, it's super important to me. Like, the way I think is like I want Black representation to be everywhere, you know? And I don't want it to just be like my line, like, oh, let KCB and you're wearing my logo. Like, what for what? No, I want you to see yourself in the clothing. I want you to see yourself in the message. I want you to see
Right,
yourself as a Black goddess, Like, that would be a good shirt, Black goddess, and then your face with like wings or something. I don't know, but like I
right.
want Black people to see themselves as like the top of the top everywhere they go, on their clothing, on their walls, in their with their art, on their like anything. Every cups, I wanted to say Black power. I want everything, everywhere you go, to be Black empowerment. Like, that's the life I want to live.
Awesome. What's up, Bernie? Bernie is the one who put me on to watch you guys, eh? She was
Yo,
like, "You got to get on and watch these ladies. They're on every day." And I was like, "Okay, I'll watch." And then, it's been history ever since.
are you
What's
guys
up,
bring back
Bernie?
your radio show? Speaking of Bernie.
You know what? The radio station's closed right now because of COVID. So that's really why I started doing these interviews on Instagram because I
Ah,
have to be at home right now. Yeah, so I'm like, I had all these interviews, lined up, and I'm like, what am I gonna do? Cancel them all? Somebody was like, you might as well just go on and just do it on Instagram. I'm like, yeah, let me just go on Instagram and do it on Instagram.
I'm glad that you're doing it. Whose mom did you see, Bernie? My mom? Are you talking about my mom?
Or my mom. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I knew Bernie since we were kids, actually. Her mom and my dad are both artists. So her mom is an artist and my dad is an art. Like this is one of my dad's art pieces right here.
Oh
Like he
wow,
creates,
that's
yeah, a whole
amazing.
bunch of,
I didn't
yeah,
even
he does
know.
pretty good art.
Yeah.
So, yeah, when we were kids, we used to have to go to the community center with our parents and do art shows with them and stuff like that. Yeah.
So you guys knew each other for that long?
Yeah, since we were very young. Very, very young. Yep.
Wow.
Back
Not
in the day.
wow.
Yeah.
And then you guys
Yep.
are both doing powerful stuff because I know Bernie's an artist and I know she's like multi-talented too. So it's like it's really great to see like black women winning. So I'm glad.
Yes.
I'm glad
Bernie has all of the talents, guys. She can do so much. Oh,
she got
trust me.
clothing designer, like was
Yep.
she singer too? Visual artist. What
Yep.
else did she do? I know she does like everything, so it's hard to name. Like
Everything. She's into it all.
I remember when I was like six, I go back to 16. 16 is like probably the only point in my life I always reference. But I remember being super young when I met Bernie, like at like some fashion show or something like that. It was a long time ago.
Yes. Yep. Yep. She's into fashion. She's got her own fashion line and she's always collaborating with everybody. Yo, she's big time collaborating. She's the one who actually told me, she's like, you know what, Ellie, you should start doing interviews. And I'm like, interviews? I'm like, she's like, yeah, man, start interviewing people. We got to start getting people on this radio show and start interviewing them. And you guys, you and Sheena were one of the first people that we interviewed when we were on the
Oh my
show. So
god,
yeah,
I know, I remember that.
yep, yeah, definitely. It was a
Oh,
while ago, but yeah.
we come full circle.
Big up yourself, Bernie. You know, one day
Yes,
we'll be
girl.
back in the studio again.
Yeah, and she was the cutest daughter in
Yes,
the world. Oh, she's so cute.
yeah, very cute. Very, very cute.
Yeah.
Yes, man. So, tell us what else you have going on so that we can make sure that the audience is out here to support you in all that you do. I'm definitely going to try to see if I can order a t-shirt because I want one for sure.
Well, I appreciate your support. Honestly, right now, what do I have? I want to write more. I want to write more. I want to actually like film something. I don't know where I'm gonna get the money to film something, but I would love to like write a screenplay that is collaborative and like maybe we even film it from home. Like I don't know how this is gonna work, but like maybe like every single person participates from their house and acts out a role. I don't know. Maybe just like throwing pie in the sky, but like I want to do like
Yeah.
a collaborative project. So if anybody, you guys have ideas for like a collaborative video project, like I want to do something like that. I think that's kind of my next project I want to do, but I'm tired.
Okay.
I'm tired. I work too much. I'm tired. I don't know how I'm gonna do it, but we're gonna do it.
We're gonna get through it, girl. We're gonna get through it. And then, so where can we find you? Where are you at?
Probably on my IG, since I'm scared of YouTube. YouTube is too much pressure for me. Like, I just feel like I can't be on YouTube.
Really?
Yeah, like I feel like YouTube is like for the big
Why?
dogs. Like, I feel like I can't be on YouTube yet. Maybe like next year or something.
What? What are you talking about? You should post all your stuff on YouTube.
I don't know. I
You
feel
go
like a
when you
vlog.
are on you can speak very well. You go on, you are like people want to listen to what you have to say. You got to get on there.
I'll consider it. I'll consider it. But for now, my
Yeah.
Instagram, I'm at LetKCB, LetCasybe. That's my Instagram. I actually like took down all my stuff and I just put it back up today. So now you can actually see some stuff. Because I had a moment. I was like, I don't want no one to know anything about me. Took everything down and now I put it back up. So there you go.
I think Halima wants to know, are you interested in the cannabis retail industry or related, sorry, industry?
Yeah, like I like so weed. and me are Bredgens, just so you guys all know. We have a very good relationship. Um, and in my day job, which is a real estate marketing company as well, we have a cannabis client in California, and they actually create herbal blended cannabis. So they like put like herbs in their cannabis, and they make it like clean and stuff. So thank you, Bernie. And
Right?
so I've been, hey, Dr. Vibe. And so I've been looking for like a good natural like weed product, whether it's like tablets or something, or whether it's just like a good clean like something that's gonna mellow me out and make me like not stressy. I'm open to that. But yeah, I'm interested in that space. So hit me up. Long-winded.
Awesome, awesome. Okay, so of course, I always like to close off with like a motivational quote or something that you kind of go by to inspire yourself so that it might help inspire the audience.
Yeah, okay. I don't have a quote per se, but this is just a kind of mantra that I live by. There really is nobody who can do this life better than you can. And I know it sounds cliche, but as soon as you start like ripping away the like, oh my God, they're judging me and like I can't speak my mind. Like as soon as you rip that away and you throw that in the trash and you start just being who you are, people are gonna gravitate to you. You know, opportunities are gonna gravitate to you. And guess what? You're gonna like those opportunities because they're your opportunities. Like they're gonna be like they're gonna come in the flavors that you like. They're gonna come in the music that you like. They're gonna come because you're not gonna accept anything outside your scope of you. So I encourage you, like, do it as soon as you can. Start like being honest about how you truly feel about things and who you truly are, because you're gonna attract people who are on your wavelength, and you're gonna stop wasting time with people who aren't.
Key, key, key. You heard it right here from Let KCB. Definitely. You got, yo, do you have a freestyle for us?
Oh my God! I remember this falling
I
out.
just thought, I was like, wait a minute, that rhyme. I'm like, wait a minute, I don't rhyme, but she does. Maybe she's got a freestyle for us right now.
Yeah, you know what? Oh my God! Okay, I'm not ready. I'm not ready.
All right, all
But
right.
you know what? Next time
What's up,
you ask that,
Tashay?
I'm gonna be ready. You know,
All
I'm
right.
still too nervous in myself. See, that was good. It was a good one, but like I'm still too nervous. I'm not like ultimately elevated, or else I would be able to do that. But I got you. Next interview, I'm freestyling. I got you.
All
But
right. I'm writing it down, eh? So I'm telling you, I'm gonna call you up on it next time.
damn, girl,
Next time
you
you're gonna
got my.
freestyle us.
I don't want to answer my phone. No, I'm good. I got you. Next time, I got you.
All right, all right. Thank you so much for joining me tonight on the show. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. And definitely, we're gonna look out for that homie made. I'm looking out for my t-shirt.
I'm good. I'm gonna say, put me on the damn spot and have your picture, like a real big picture of you. Put people on the spot, you know. But it's okay.
Oh my gosh. I'm sorry. It just popped into my mind and I'm just like, maybe she might, you never know. There might be one rested on the brain. You just want to get it out. You know what I mean? There's no better way but to ask,
I'm
right?
feeling mad nervous right now, but yeah, don't make. I'm work on it. I'm gonna work on it. No, I appreciate you. Like I have so much love for you. I have so much respect for you. Like I like
Wow, thank you.
honor you, and I appreciate you so much,
Yeah.
so much. Like keep doing the show, and like keep interviewing people, and keep being like pure and wonderful and loving. Like Ellie, you have such a good spirit. So I'm like,
Oh, thank you.
no, thank you, legit. Like when I have like you know what, you should come on my show.
Of
Relationship.
course.
Talk to me about, give me some marriage wisdom, because clearly I need it. Okay.
We'll talk on a later note on that one there. All right? Okay. But you invite me and I'll be there 100%.
Okay.
Let me know when and I'm there. All
Okay,
right?
sounds good.
All right. You have yourself a wonderful night. Take care.
You too.
I'll talk to you soon.
Bye,
Bye.
everyone. Don't get good, get done. I like that, Dr. Vibe.
Oh my gosh, wow, guys, I only have like 25 seconds left, but I just want to thank you guys all for joining me today. That was a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful show. Yes, Vernie, what is going on, girl? Long time. We have to link up. But meet me down at the park, guy. Come on, bring Tashay. Let's get the kids together. We can have a little barbecue before, this weather turns different. But anyways, you guys have yourself a wonderful night, and I will